Welcome back, everyone. This is the Game One Loves Forever, the golf podcast, and it was a weekend to remember. That is for sure. I was, I don't know about all of you, but I was at the edge of my seat pretty much from the moment I turned it on. If you've already guessed, this is going to be the Masters recap, and it lived up to the hype. I mean, Masters every year, you always hope for some excitement. You hope for drama. You hope for two guys battling it out in the last group. You at least hope for, a competitive, at least I do. I hope for a competitive Masters tournament. And it delivered on all things. I mean, you had one, I think most everyone was probably rooting for Rory. If you weren't, you probably had your guy who you were either betting for or you just were rooting for because you wanted him to win. So whoever your guy was, I mean, you had drama all day. I mean, up, down. It was just every hole, someone was birding, someone was bogeying. You basically had to follow along. Even on Saturday, I had a good run. I mean, I didn't get to watch as much on Saturday, but I just watched a little bit of the recap. I did record it so I could go back and watch a little bit of it. And it was just spectacular the whole weekend. And then also at the end, you had the playoff, right? I mean, spoiler alert. I hope by this time, I'm hoping everybody watched it or, is listening because they want to see what my thoughts were on it. So, I mean, and then you had a playoff and then it could have gone more holes, but, Rory got it done and he birdied that playoff hole. And he even, he had a chance to win it after 18 or on 18 and after 72 holes. And he, again, it was funny when I was watching it. I was just thinking, don't miss this one again, just like the US Open. I mean, he was probably thinking that too, right? He was like, come on, just make it. And he just missed a little left and, luckily put the next one in and then went to a playoff against Justin Rose. And who saw Justin Rose coming out from nowhere? I mean, I think, do I even have his numbers for betting? I mean, I don't. I mean, one of my one of the guys I golf with, he said he was like, watch out for Justin Rose. He did tell me, he's like, he plays well. And I think it was on Wednesday or Thursday last week. And I was like, oh, okay. And I also completely forgot, I just watched Full Swing also, but I completely forgot that he was second place in the Open last year. So the last major that we played, he was almost grinding for the win there. So, I mean, I did feel bad for Justin Rose, because he was so close, but it was up against, a guy that most people are rooting for. Even I would say even, he was rooting for him, but he wasn't because when I don't know if you guys saw the interview after, he was like, no, I was trying to be the bad guy today. And so he wanted it. And I think all golfers are like that. They're friendly, but they're not like rooting for each other. Unless you're friend. I mean, I think Rory, I forget who he's really good friends with and he hugged him after the round. And that's like a friendship since they were kids, but yeah. So I enjoyed the whole weekend. I tried to watch I recorded Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I watched a little bit of Thursday, not as much Friday. And then I was in a scramble tournament, a charity tournament on Saturday. So it's kind of great. I mean, you got to play golf in the morning and then you got to watch a little bit of the Masters or at least follow along. I mean, what's better than that? I mean, getting out. I used to not like getting out and watching or playing while a major tournament is going on because I wanted to watch it, right? You want to be there. You want to like, if anything happens, like, oh man, I saw it live or whatever it is, right? So, but no, I mean, that's a great way to start your weekend. Play on Saturday. Our group shot 57 on a par 71. So, but I'll get into that later. But it was a great day. And then Sunday, I was gonna do, or maybe watch it later after it was done. But I was like, no, I need like live. I need to feel how it is because I knew Rory was in the lead on to start it. Bryson was right behind him. I mean, I thought it was going to be a good showdown and they were going to be battling back and forth because Augusta, the Masters can give you those holes where you can come back on an eagle or it just gives you, if you know the course like those guys do, it gives you opportunities. So at least as I think. And there was a couple, like 16 on Sunday. I was actually really surprised the pin placement wasn't where the usual one is, or or maybe they do switch and I just haven't noticed. And I noticed that the Sunday pin for 16th par 3, it was off to the right, high and right. So I was like, maybe they're trying to switch it up to make it a little bit, keep the players guessing, or just not make it that typical. They know exactly what shot they're hitting, right, from the tee box. So maybe they're just keep people guessing, which I like. I mean, you can't. I mean, you play the Masters every year, or you play Augusta every year for the Masters, and it's the same course, right? But it's still just so difficult, so fun. I think all the players enjoy playing it, even if, I mean, maybe not because they're professionals, but even if they're not playing well, I think they still love to play the course, right? So, but yeah, getting back to, I turned it on and watched. I didn't turn it on until Rory and the final group went out. And as soon as he double bogeyed that first hole, I was just like, oh man, here we go. I was really, really worried for him when he double bogeyed that, because I don't know if everybody remembers, but I think it was 2014. Yeah, 11. Was it 2014? I think, when he, had the lead going in, had a 3-shot lead or something going into the back nine, and just hooked his tee shot on 10 and hooked it left, and just, we never saw him again. And that was devastating. And I'm sure that was going through his head too. Not only the putt he missed it at the US Open, and then and I'm sure everyone's reminding him, or at least the media is talking about it, right? His meltdown on 10. And I think he ended up going on to shoot 80 that day. So he was, I don't even think he finished top 10. So it was a pretty rough day for him back in 14. So getting back to that first hole, I was just like, oh no, please. And if you watch the first hole that he played, it wasn't horrible. It looked like I was out there, like, first tee shot into the sand, then the other next one was short, and then a little over the green, I think, and then putt up or chipped up, and then 2-putted, and there you go. That's six shots. So yeah, it was and then you have, Bryson licking his chops, and I think he birdied number 2, and right there he was 11 under, and Rory was 10 under. So right away I was like locked in. I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be one of the best Masters ever. I was still rooting for Rory. I was hoping he would pull it off, and he didn't disappoint. And I wish Bryson would have hung in there a little bit better, but they're professionals and they know that it's a tough course. And Bryson said after, he felt like I could tell his putting was a little bit off, but I don't think he was hitting them where he wanted to. And he mentioned that after the round. So, but yeah, so from the second hole on, and then you had Oberg, climbing up the ranks. I think he was in the third to last group, or second to last. And I mean, that guy is like cool and calm. I don't know if you've like watched him play or, followed along. I mean, the Masters, the CBS broadcast did kind of watch or go along with him, because he was up and down in the running, and he's literally, I don't know, it's just like he picks a number, he gets up, does a little like waggle or looks up, and then swings. It's kind of crazy. I love his just calm demeanor. I'm kind of like that when I play, or just in general. You guys see me on the podcast. I'm pretty even keel, and try to keep calm, and especially on the golf course, I try to keep calm as possible. I am competitive, but I try to keep calm. So, but yeah, that's one thing that draws me to Oberg too, is that he's just so cool and calm. It's really cool to see, and just his ability so far at the Masters. I mean, I know he kind of let it go on 17 to 18, with a bogey and triple bogey, which allegedly cost him about, not allegedly, it did cost him about $515,000, which is crazy when you think about, if he would have parred that, he would have, I think he would have been tied for third or maybe fourth. Not sure, but either way, he would not be seventh. That's for sure. And it's just crazy that, three putts, four putts, or strokes, cost you $100,000 each almost. So, yeah, I was bummed for him for Oberg when he tripled. I didn't even know he tripled it because I was watching it and he was kind of putting around. And then when he finished out and they're like, "Oh, there's a triple bogey," I was like, "Holy crap!" Because I did see him in the left pine straws, and then he kind of went to the bunker, and I don't really remember what happened after that. But yeah, it was just crazy to see at the end of the day when he tripled it, because he's the same thing I was just saying. He's just so cool, calm, and you just always expect him to play well and to finish well, and he just couldn't hold on. But I still, if we recap my picks, I did pick Oberg as my number one, Rory number two, so I got that one, and then Brooks, he just didn't show up, and I mean he showed up, but he didn't make the cut. I should have picked Bryson DeChambeau, but I don't know if you remember, I said that, he hits a little far for that course. When what I mean by that is, if you watch him, he hit a lot of like iron and 3-wood off the tee, and I think sometimes that's. I mean, I know they're professionals and they can hit whatever they want whenever they want, but I think when you can't just go driver and let loose, I think that's, that kind of hinders at least Bryson, in my opinion. So, but yeah, so getting back to, the round, initially, Rory started 12 under and Justin Rose was 5 under. So to think that Justin Rose came back all that way and Rory just had to hold on to his 11 under, and Justin Rose shot 6 under. I mean, that just shows a testament to his play, Justin Rose, I mean, and how he came back. And I think, what he said at the end of his interview is like, he feels really good where he is. And I agree. I think, second place in the last 2 majors so far, I think he's going to do well. And going to that, I also think that Rory, now he has won the Players. He's won the Masters, and now we're going straight to the PGA Championship. We're going to the U.S. Open, and we're going to the Open. And I think it just sets him up. I mean, he's playing really well. And not only that, now he's got his career Grand Slam, and I think there's no more pressure. I mean, other than his own to win. And I think when you have a dangerous player like Rory in his prime, and just now he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He's in like the golf lore of Grand Slam champions. He got his career Grand Slam, and there's only six players, including Rory, that have done it. And the last one to do it was Tiger Woods. And the one before that was Jack Nicklaus. And I mean, you're in some rare air right there. And to think, I didn't realize that, one, there was only 5 before this. And then 2, the last one was Tiger Woods. I don't know, for some reason, I mean, I follow golf, but for some reason, I thought there was more. I don't know. So the career Grand Slam, I mean, you can win them any time. I mean, Tiger was the closest to get a consecutive not a consecutive, because he did the consecutive Grand Slam, but he didn't get the Grand Slam in a year, but he was the closest because he looped it where he had won the U.S. Open, the Open, and they won PGA, because back then PGA was at the end of the year, and then when the next season started, he won the Masters, and so he won the consecutive. So at one time he was the champion of all of the majors, but they just weren't in the same calendar year, which is crazy to think about. I mean, prime Tiger was just ridiculous. I mean, he won some of those majors by like 8 strokes or something. I think I looked at the Masters in '97. I think he won it by like 11 strokes or 8 strokes. I don't know. It's crazy, right? But I just didn't realize that, there was only six other or five other, six including Rory, Grand Slam champions or career Grand Slam champions. And it's just an amazing feat. And now he can let everything go. He's won each major, and now I think he's going to be really dangerous. And if you are betting, you might as well put that down that he's going to win the Grand Slam this year. Might as well. He's already won the Players and the Masters. I mean, the Players is just like another. It's like a mini major. It's just as popular, and I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. I don't bet, but if I was to put like, I don't know, $10 down, I'd put it down because the hit on that or the parlay on that's probably pretty good right now. Or maybe not because they think that Rory's going to do it too. So it's kind of a sucker bet. And I'm interested to see if that's going to be a negative. Because remember we were talking last week how everything is a plus because you have no idea who's going to win. But they're pretty good on this one because Rory was plus like 600 or 550, whatever we said last week. And let me see what I have. Yeah, it depends where he went. Rory was plus 550 and plus 650. So, I mean, you could have won a pretty penny by betting, $100. You would have won 550 after that. So, can't be mad at that at all. It was just great to see that, I mean, you really, if you watched the whole weekend or if you just saw the end, I mean, you witnessed history, and I loved his emotion. I loved, he got a second chance at it. And I feel like once Rory missed that putt on 18, and he knew, he was like, okay, well, in my mind, I would think, yeah, it sucks, but you know what? It's not like the US Open. You get to go make a playoff and you just played the hole and now go get it. Because I always think, I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but whenever I'm like, oh, if I could play the hole one more time, I would have played it this way. And he actually got that chance, right, with the playoff. And I just think that he knew exactly what he was going to do. Yes, there's pressure, but I almost think his mentality, once he shook it off, because I heard his caddy, he said, hey, let's just go get it. And once you shake that off and say, all right, now I know how to play that hole. And I mean, look, he put it, 3 feet, 2 feet from the pin. And I will say when Justin Rose hit his second shot into the green, because he was first up, and he put it pretty, I don't know what the distance was, but it looked pretty close or it was a good shot. And I was just like, oh man, like I hope Rory just blocks that out and just hits a great shot. And then he did. And I was really happy for him. I mean, I was rooting for him. Once he was in the lead going into Sunday, I mean, he was probably my number one pick. In Oberg, if he would have came up, cool. But I was rooting for Rory from the moment Sunday hit. And honestly, I think even after on the Thursday, Rory kind of tripped up, and he, I think he finished. What did he finish? I think I don't remember, but he tripped up and he maybe went back to even or something because he was like on a roll on Thursday, and then he kind of fell back, but only to even. But that could be a death sentence depending on how everybody's playing. If you're just playing even par. But anyway, getting back to just who I was rooting for, I felt that, or I was excited for Rory, and I was like, okay, if this, he's got 2-shot lead, and this is his chance. That's what I thought. And he lost it right away. I was like, whew. I was like, oh man. I was like, whatever I was going to do today, I can no longer do because I need to be locked in and watching this round. I was like, not moving. Like, sorry, any list you had for me, babe, is not getting done today. I'm just letting you know. Also, side note, if you want a good hack to watch the Masters and get no complaint or no side eye or anything, just start a golf podcast and you can pretty much watch any major you want. At least that's what I'm getting so far. This is the first time I think I sat down and was like, babe, I have to watch this. I got the podcast. I got to talk about it. So it was pretty funny. She got a kick out of it. She's like, oh yes, now I see why you started this. And so we kind of just chuckled about it. But then I got locked in and watched it again, or got back into Bryson birding the second hole. So, but yeah, it was so that's a good hack for anybody. Just start a podcast and there you go. It also lets you play a little bit more golf, in my opinion, as of right now. So I'll keep that up as long as I can with the podcast or just playing in general, right? I got to get my rounds in so I can beat 80, 9 more times because I still haven't done it yet. So, or I've done it once, but I haven't completed it. So getting back to the Masters, I rarely... I don't know if it is the same with everyone or with you guys. I rarely actually like, oh man, I'm rooting for Rory. I don't care about anything else. I wanted him to win the Masters. 1, it'd be his first time. 2, I wanted him to get the career Grand Slam, so everyone get off his back. And then 3, I just wanted him to win. So that was the first time I actually rooted, and nobody else mattered. I wanted him to win. Where normally I watch the Masters or any major or really any tournament that I actually sit down and watch, I'm just like, oh, I want it to be close. I don't really, Scheffler, Oberg or Minwoo Lee, or, if the guys ever come back, like Phil Mickelson. And I just like, oh, I don't really care. I just want a good match. But this is the first time in a long time that I actually rooted for Rory or for someone and stuck to it and just wanted him to beat everybody else. I did want, no, I was gonna say I wanted a storyline, but I think I just wanted him to beat everybody. And I liked when he was like, I don't know if it was Saturday or whenever, or was it Sunday when he got to like 13? I think he got to 13 and then he doubled, right? And double bogeyed. He had 4 in the 4 days, and they said no champion has ever had 4 double bogeys and still won the tournament. So that just shows testament too that I think it was just his weekend. It was just meant for him to win because he, no matter what little errors he did, and he shanked that chip shot on 13 and just put it in the water, put it in the or bounce and then went in the creek, and he doubled and yeah, I think it's just it was meant for him to win this week, and I love the emotion. I loved the the throwing of the club, and really he just kind of tossed it, but throwing the club, the yelling, and like you could see the emotion on his face, and it was just like it looked like everything that he had worked for, or all the doubters, all the doubt in his mind, everything in that moment just like left his body. Like it was gone, right? And it was great to see. I won't say I shed a tear, but I was like, oh man, like that is awesome. I heard on a radio station, and it said this wife was argue or mad because her husband said, or she said her husband didn't cry at the wedding, didn't shed a tear, the birth of their child, didn't even blink or wince. And then she said, this guy wins, I don't even know who he is, and wins a tournament, and he's over here, he's got tears running down his face, and and just I think that's funny because I think maybe for guys, because it's sport and it's like you know that competitive spirit, and you know how hard it is, and especially if you play golf, you know how hard golf is, and you just maybe felt for him, and that he showed emotion, so therefore you felt his emotion, and maybe that's why a tear rolled down her husband's face, and yeah, she was pissed. She was like, this guy doesn't cry for nothing, and he cried for someone who he doesn't even know about in a tournament, a golf tournament. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, Yeah, I could understand. I could feel the emotion, but I think she wanted a divorce. I wasn't sure. I didn't keep listening. I just thought it was pretty funny. And yeah, so I liked. I mean, I don't know if I might be alone in this, or maybe people are like, "Oh, suck it up," and just like yell, or I don't know, just the golf clap kind of like celebration. But I liked it. I liked the emotion. I liked everything. It was just like he exercised the demons, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't know about everyone, but I had a great weekend. Great, we saw history. The only other time I saw Tiger Woods win his, because I was a kid watching golf back then. I mean, I think everybody watched Tiger. Any tournament he was in, we were watching. I mean, even now, I mean, he plays in one or two a year now, or plays the majors, and I mean, everybody's watching. Everybody's hoping that he makes the cut because he gets so many eyes on either at the course, or he has so many eyes from people watching on TV. So yeah, it was a historic weekend. Congrats, Rory. I'm happy for you. And yeah, maybe put it down that he'll win the next three majors. We'll see. I did look to see how he played at the PGA is at Quail Hollow this year, and I looked to see how he played, and I think he placed like top. I want to say top 30. And this was 2017 when they played it, so it was years ago. So I don't remember how he was playing back then, but I mean, right now he's dialed in, so maybe he'll be in the running again. So yeah, you heard it here first. It's going to be Rory's year. He's going to win all five of them, and when I say five, I mean the players as well. So I hope you guys can go back and maybe recorded it and watch the Masters or get it on YouTube, and I mean just relive those 18 holes. I mean, it was an exciting few holes, and then the next thing I wanted to talk about was, what does a master champion get, right? I mean, Rory, his first win, he's new into the winner's circle or the champion circle. And what does he actually get, right? So I was kind of interested to see what a master champions get. I mean, obviously, number one, I mean, I don't know how many things they get, but these are some things I found. Obviously, number one, you get the green jacket. I'm sure it's tailored. I believe you get to take it home. If not, it'll be sitting for you for your champions dinner next year. You get obviously a record $4.2 million. I mean, that's pretty cool. We were talking about Oberg, how he lost, he lost what, 500,000 with a few putts. So Rory wins an exorbitant amount of money. He gets an honorary membership to Augusta National, so he's a member now. He gets, apparently they do, I mean, gold medal. I'm assuming like a medal around your neck, kind of like the Olympics. And then you get a replica Masters, the trophy he lifts up of the building. It's kind of the Masters trophy. And so I guess he gets a replica of that one. I'm sure he gets his name on a plaque somewhere in the Masters. I mean, in the Champions locker room. He also gets a locker in the Champions locker room. Apparently, there's a Champions only driving range. I'm not sure that much on that one. I didn't even know about it before I looked this up. Because they don't really say anything. They don't say like there's a special warm up area for the Masters champions or previous champions. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then, of course, he gets his own Masters champions dinner, which I'm sure he's got to be stoked about, because now Mr. Phil Mickelson can no longer tease him or ask him what his Tuesday dinner plans are, because now he will be hosting this year. So getting back to last week, I'm excited to see next year what Rory's dinner plans are. So we'll get to see kind of what he likes to eat, what his favorite meals are, favorite dishes are. So that'll be something we'll cover here, and we'll see what he has in store for everyone. So I'm not sure how many I said, and I'll post kind of what I found, and and what the Masters champion gets. And yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. It'd be his first one, and now he can come in every. Also, you get a lifetime invite to play in the Masters Championship. So that's kind of like Gary Player. I think Gary Player still plays, but yeah, because he won, he gets a lifetime. So I think he still played up till he was 60 or something. I know that he played as long as he could. I don't think he made the cut much, but at least he could tee it up on Thursday, Friday. And so now Rory can pretty much play until the day he can't play, which is pretty cool. I think that's really cool. Another thing is that I didn't know, or has nothing to do with Master Champions, but as far as the lottery for the tickets, and I'm sure everyone probably knew this, but I didn't know that when you get the lottery, you only get you win the lottery, but you only win the lottery for a certain day. See, I thought once you win the lottery, you could pick like, oh, I want to come Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, and then watch Sunday on TV or whatever it is. But that's something I didn't know. So if you win, you basically are down there for one day, whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Excuse me. And you travel all that way for one day, but I guess it's the Masters and Masters talks. I mean, just being on the course and enjoying it for whatever day it is, I think probably is pretty amazing. So yeah, so I would love to get picked. I haven't ever tried, so I can't say that I missed out on the lottery, but now that I know it's one day, I'd probably have to plan some other things, or maybe like a trip around it, and then one day is at the Masters. But maybe that's a good thing, because then you can enjoy other things, right? You can do other events, or I'm sure when the Masters is there, they have a whole bunch of different things and stuff for everyone, or stuff for people to do. I don't know if I said that right. It sounds weird for some reason. But there's stuff for everyone to do, and stuff to do for everyone. Maybe that's what it is. Jeez. I don't know if I'll leave that in, but yeah, stuff to do for everyone. Still doesn't sound right. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, when you get the one day, then it lets you either enjoy the other days, or maybe it's just not stressful. So you're like, oh, I got to go Friday, I got to go Saturday, I got to go Sunday, and so maybe it's a good thing. But it's just something I didn't know. So I thought I'd share that. So when I try out for the next lottery, I know that's only one day, and hopefully my wife doesn't find out it's only one day. So, because I would obviously take her for my second person, or I would try for 2 tickets, and I'd obviously invite her and just say, let's just go one day, and she'll think I'm doing her a favor. And if you think that, oh wait, your wife's going to hear this, don't worry, she won't, because she only listens to the first few minutes of my podcast. So she just checks in for a few minutes. So if she does get to this point, I'll be very impressed. So no, she is starting to get into golf, so she's starting to listen and hear what we're talking about, or at least now what I'm talking about, right? So all right, so that was the Masters recap, and I mean, it was one for the ages, and I mean, it is literally the best weekend of the year for golfers, and I already can't wait for next year, to be honest. And the majors. It started major season. Now I'm ready for PGA. I'm ready for the U.S. Open. I'm ready for the Open, and then what do we got? The Ryder Cup at the end of the year. I think this will be the first time I really followed along and got, as far as the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup, any of those team ones, I've watched, but I don't really like get in like the majors. So maybe this year I'll try to follow along more and see what's going on with the Ryder Cup this year. And I do know one thing. I know the U.S. owes Europe a little revenge tour, so hopefully they can get it done. But if Rory's playing Rory's on Ryder Cup. If Rory is playing like this, I don't know, it's gonna be tough. I know he's only one guy; it's a whole team, but sometimes one guy can carry a team. So, yeah. So anyway, like I stated earlier, that I played in my first charity scramble of the year. I mean, in my industry, and now with my group of friends, my group of golfers, we get invited to a bunch of different charity events, golf events, and the scrambles. I know we on this podcast we've talked about, oh, do we like the 4-man scramble? Do we like the 2-man? I've heard other on Instagram, other influencers ask, what do we all like to play? I think the one problem with the 4-man scramble is there's cheating, right? Everyone cheats. Or at least we think that the winners cheat. So, if somebody comes with 42 or in the 40s of anything, they're cheating. Unless there's a bunch of gimmicks on the course, which luckily this past weekend there weren't many. There were a couple par threes where you could chug a beer and get a mulligan. And then, you had to buy the beer, but you could chug it and get a mulligan, which is cool. That's nothing crazy because you still got to hit the shot. I hate the ones where I've been to a few where you can literally buy 0 if you pay enough money. So you get a 0 on a hole, which in those tournaments you have to pay. If you want to win it, you have to pay to play and to be competitive. And I don't really like those ones only because there's just sometimes I like to play golf. I know it sounds kind of uppity, but I like to play golf at these charity events and actually play a hole, play the holes. And, I know that, and we try to win most of them, the ones we play. We know if we're not, after 9 holes, if you're not 8 or 9 under at that time, then you're most likely not in the running. I think we finished, we shot a 57 on a par 71. So was that 13 under, 14 under. Yeah, we shot 14 under. And if you guys remember, it was a couple weeks ago or a couple of episodes ago, it was Steve Brown. As you can see, I'm wearing my Beach Hut Deli shirt. These were our shirts for the tournament. It's a pretty fun day. It was nice of him to fit us out. And then, we wore the golf podcast hats here. You can see him. So it was pretty cool. He invited me out and we played and we shot pretty well. I think we got 3rd place. The winners were, so we shot 57. So the winner was 55. The next one was 56 and we were 57. So I think those are pretty, there's one gimmick where you could shoot the cannon and then wherever you land, that's where you start at 0. So, and as a par 5. So basically you were starting off the fringe. Yeah, that was your tee shot essentially. You were chipping on for 1. So, but it sounds like everybody pretty much did that, and again, it goes to charity. So I understand that part. It's all about trying to raise money and awareness and for, raise some money for the cause. So, but I'm glad there was only the one on the course. I like all the, to buy raffle tickets or silent auctions. Those ones are cool. I like those a lot because then you can pick what you want to try to get. But anyway, getting back to the golf part of it, I know people don't like those 4-person scrambles, but this one seemed pretty legit as far as, 55. I think that was doable. We missed some putts or some shots where we, on we didn't do well in par 3s, which is kind of interesting. And I think we parred them all. And there were a couple reachable par 4s, and I did win the long drive contest. I think my drive was like 295. I didn't measure it. I just did the distance minus how far we had in. I forgot to mark it, but I didn't actually that's why I didn't mark it, because I didn't even know it was a long drive hole. I was just swinging away because someone else was in the fairway, so it gave me the free rein to swing away. But with the math of just measuring where I hit and then, where we teed off from the scorecard to where we were hitting in the fairway, it was like I think we had like 170 in their second shot. So, and then one of the other partners teammates almost drove another green. So yeah, we had some long hitters on our team, and we missed a few putts. So, and I knew because that hole where you start on 0 and you're like off the fringe and it's par 5, I knew we needed a 2 there, and we ended up getting a 3. So, yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was first one of the season. No cheating, luckily. So or at least I felt there was no cheating. And yeah, it's first one of the season. I probably have, I don't know if I've won in June. Actually we've won in a couple weeks, for work. And then I have another one in June. So they're probably about one a month. April, have one in May, have one in June. Yeah, it'll be a prime charity golf event season. So, I mean, I still like playing in them. The only thing that I don't like is that for me, I feel like I'm always the last one to swing, so I can swing away. Sometimes I think scrambles kind of ruin your game because you just swing away and there's no consequence, so you don't realize, oh, I was a little off today. Oh, I was a little to the right. Oh, I chunked some chips or putting was off or whatever. You really just don't notice where your errors were. Because right now I feel like my game's pretty good, getting close to. I like to use that word, close to getting into the 70s here, and yeah, I feel good right now. My driver's on, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So hopefully, playing all these scramble tournaments doesn't ruin my game or doesn't get me off track, and we'll see where it goes. But getting back to the cheating, I think that hopefully we'll play in a couple more that will, allow you to maybe have a playoff, or maybe have you have 2 foursomes play together, or just play a 2-man scramble. I think I'm going to probably try to do a 2-man scramble tournament this year, just kind of organize it, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know how to handicap it. I got to work some things out, but I think it'd be fun to have like a 2-man scramble. One, it keeps everyone honest, and then 2, you can win a little bit of money too. I think it's it's fun, and I think guys like, kind of, rather than just going out and play with their buddies every time, they like some like action, right? So I think that's good where they will, have one tournament where we get to play against each other, but also competitively, and also maybe win too, right? And then a scramble too. So there's pressure, but there's not that much pressure. Kind of like if you remember Dan Marashi came on, he runs a tournament. It's kind of the same way, and he does mix and match. But I'd like to do, bring your own partner, and or I can do it. But yeah, bring your own partner, and then somehow we can do the net score, because I know not everybody. If you get 2 scratch golfers, they're most likely going to win. So, but yeah, so I'm excited for the season of scramble golf, of charity tournament scramble golf, and yeah, we'll see where it goes. So really, that's all I kind of wanted to talk about, was the Masters recap, and talking about the scramble tournament. And thanks for everyone. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, that's all I got. So please let me know what you think. Let me know what you thought of the Masters. Comment down if you're rooting for Rory, or who you're rooting for, or who you're rooting for the next one, so I can see what the betting line is, and who the favorites are, and favorite on odds for the next major, the PGA Championship. So we'll get it going, and we will see you guys next week. Thank you to Chuck. Thank you again for letting us film here. I love, it's great to come here, and it's kind of quiet now, which is nice, but a little rowdy earlier, but hopefully noise isn't too bad here. But yeah, come out to X Golf if you can, if you got some free time out in El Dorado Hills. I know it's beautiful. It's getting in the great time of the year. So, but yeah, anyway, thanks for checking us out. Please, subscribe, comment, like, let me know what you guys, if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, let me know, and I will put it in. So, all right. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.